And the shepherds are the what? The seers. And the prophets are what? Pro meaning before, inside to say. The prophets see the shit coming before it happens, man.
Right.
The watchmen, we're watching. We have the ability through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem outside to discern spirits. So we can look at the spirits upon the people. We know we put the skin on these bones, right? And what the skin does, a skin is a form of identity. You can have a set of bones, right? You won't know what person that is unless you put the skin on it. So you read Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, it talks about the skin coming on the bones. We put skin to these faces through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because now we know who the Moabites are. Now we know who the Edomites are. We know who the Hamites are. So now we know who we are. So now we can go into the scriptures and be like, okay, the prophecy said Moab was going to be doing this, right? Ammon was going to be like this, right? These were going to be their characteristics. That's power. That's spiritual power. And you see how people get in tune with the spiritual side, or get in tune with this, or get in. Well, this is what this is talking about. Coming to the understandings of not just who you are, but who our power is, which is the main source, man.
Right.
All right, these heathens, they have their gods, they have their powers, they have their deities, they have the things that they go to. The scripture said, let them alone, man. But as far as our people, we're spiritual people. And this is what the so-called white man wants to hide from us, man.
He gives that breath of life, like the brother was saying. He put us back into remembrance. But now we're not not that dry bone no more, man. Now we're on our feet standing up and pretty much bringing out the word, like the brother was saying, man. That's that great miracle, man. See, even Esau is in awe, man, to see these men on the highways and byways pushing this word, man, teaching this truth. You know, waking up people and pretty much exposing the man of sin, man. Go ahead.
John 14:12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father.
Now, what was the Lord doing? The Lord was discerning spirits. The Lord was reading the thoughts of men, man. He knew what the scribes and the Pharisees was. They asked him questions, right? And the Lord said, the Lord knowing, you know, what they were, where they was going with it, you know. Oh, Lord, well, here's a coin with an inscription of Caesar, you know. Should we pay taxes? The Lord knew that they was trying to ask him these questions to entrap them. So he read the minds of men. Us as spiritual beings, we have the ability to do these things, man. But what's the key? What's the key thing that you need to do it? It's faith. If you can't believe that you can't do these things, how can the Heavenly Father deal with you? He can't, and he won't. He refuses to. All right. So that look, you're supposed to be able to look at a man and see right through him, man, and see right through him, man. Read his spirit before he say one word to you, man. Just give him a spiritual scan to see what spirit he's coming in, man. That's why when men come up and they full of shit, man, you see it, man. And you may pretend like, yeah, all right. And you may go along with it, but you see right through them, man. That's you being spiritual, man.
Hey, and the Lord also raised up the dead, and we out here raising up the dead spiritually. So that in itself is a great miracle, because you can have two people in one room in one sitting, and you can tell one of them about the truth, okay? And it's plain as day. To us, it's plain as day, but to them, it seems impossible to understand even basic 101 scriptures, Hebrew Israelite scriptures, but they can't see it. So, you know, the fact that they're waking up in itself, that is a great miracle that's happening, man.
And that's power.
That's power, man.
That's power. The Lord, the Spirit of the Lord has to go through a vessel to perform His works, man. Right? Because the Spirit is not going to talk to you. It's going to be the Spirit of the Lord that's going to go through a man. And in itself, that's power, man. That's power. Go ahead. That brother. Yep. What you have? Go first, real quick, and then you can say something.
Back you up, bro. Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. In the dead bodies shall lie in the street.
Yeah, the dead bodies. It's not talking about physical dead bodies. It's talking about a spiritual death. It's talking about a mental death of our people. Our people have absolutely no clue of who they are, man. They have no clue. They don't know the Lord's name, so they walk around with signs saying Jesus is coming in their ignorance, right? They don't know. They have no clue. They have no self-knowledge of themselves. All right? Our people don't even have carnal knowledge, man. All right? Go ahead, brother.
Revelation 11, verse 8. And the dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt.
And this place is spiritually, hey, you got to be spiritual to be able to spiritually discern what the scriptures say, man. All right, the scriptures say it's spiritually Sodom in Egypt. You got to use your spirituality to say, okay, the customs of Sodom was Sodomites, man. It was a bunch of Sodomites in Sodom. It was known for homosexuality. In Egypt, meaning going back to bondage, and a place wherein the children of Israel served captivities. All right, go ahead. So that's talking about America. Go ahead.
It says, which is spiritually it's called Sodom in Egypt, where also a Lord was crucified.
And this is the place, the west, in which the Lord was crucified. Because over in the east, they know that the Lord, whom you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, all right, wasn't a so-called white man, man. That image, those ideas, that false image was pushed over here. All right, go ahead.
And they of the people and kindred and tongues and nations shall see that the bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer that the bodies to be put in grave.
And they love the state of our people. When I say they, I'm talking about the heathens, man. Those Moabites, they hate you, man. Those Elamites, they hate you. Those Arabs, they hate you, man. That stuff you're supposed to feel in your spirit. You get around them, they may say hi, how you doing, or whatnot, you know, and they may have a smile on their face. Well, you read their spirit, and you could feel that tension amongst these nations, man. These Hamites, even though they have dark skin, right? That's being spiritual, not being carnal. Carnal goes back to the flesh. So we're not fleshly. Hey, even if somebody has so-called light skin, their spirit, their vibration could come in the spirit of an Israelite, man. And they could be Jake, they could be Yahshua. All right, but how would you know if the Rakah Kadash wasn't upon you?
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gift one to another.
And then they do that. Then they say, "I'll trade you. Give me this book," which was a young man, right? And I'll give you a bottle of Remy Martin, right? Didn't they do that? Right? Didn't they do that? Go ahead.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
So they were happy. They were happy at the state of our people, and they continue to be happy at the state of our people. They look at our people as only entertainers, right? Or good for sports and entertainment, man. Movie and that's it. All right, because of the vibration starting with Esau pushed on our people, and our people followed after that foolishness. And here you have what you have today, man. Black culture, nigga culture, hip hop culture. All right, in the hood, just smoking weed all day and drinking. This is the state that they want you in. They fear. Their worst fear is what? A big black man, right? Which is our Lord and Savior Yahushua, with knowledge and wisdom and power, man. This is why they go out of their way to make sure that these people, starting with Judah, the so-called Negroes, obtain absolutely no power, man. Right. Then they turn around and look at Chicago, or look at Detroit. Well, this is the mess that you designed, man. This is what you've done.
Talking off that Babylon truth. That falling second great thickness, man.
And it is, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gift one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth.
Right. Now, when King David was on earth, he was throwing them off quick. They know the wisdom of Solomon, man. They know the wealth of Solomon. You can look at our people in our ignorance and tell, look, these are great people, man. These people are not normal.
Hitler said in the Olympics, he said, you see these people here, one day they're going to rule the world.
That's right.
Okay? When he saw that the first
Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens, you know, Jesse Owens went over and completely, utterly destroyed that whole fantasy of so-called Aryan, pure Aryan white race, man. But it's totally bullshit. He perfectly proved the so-called black man is way superior to the so-called black man.
The so-called black man is a god, man.
That's right.
All right. And you pale little dogs, you're gonna find out the truth, man, that you've been lied to. That's why you have to come up with things like eugenics, right? They'll try to prove that you were superior, all right? That we couldn't read, because you through force, through the sword, you stopped us from reading at one point in time, man. And then you turn around and called us ignorant, right?
Or better yet, you got to come up with the idea of a so-called IQ. Okay, when the so-called IQ, they'll be like, oh, you know, Jake's IQ level, you know, it's low, and it's based on what? Based on bullshit, not real knowledge. Okay, you know, based on these so-called what they teach in these schools, which is nothing but pure garbage.